The judgment of Tao will occupy a very important position at the end of the world. Tao is the yardstick of Christians and determines the ultimate fate of Christians. The Tao is also the fundamental basis for us to judge the second coming of Christ. At the end of the world, when Christ comes again, he will preach to us the Tao of perfection, which must have biblical basis and is the revelation of the hidden secrets of the Bible by Christ. Those who do not recognize Christ's quiet entry into the world before the great disaster, they accept it difficult, and even regard the truth spoken by Christ as heresy. The first, let's see if there is a perfect Tao after the second coming of Christ. 1 Corinthians 13:8-12. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when perfection comes, the imperfect disappears. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. The perfect comes. Of course, it means Christ coming again. Now I know in part, that is, what we know now is not perfect. When the perfect comes, we will know it all at that time. Therefore, there is a perfect Tao. John 26:14. But the Counselor, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have said to you. So according to this passage, we don't know a lot of what Jesus told us. Only when the Holy Spirit of truth comes, he will tell us what Jesus meant. So who is the Counselor? The Holy Spirit. If we compare the characteristics of the Counselor, that's what Jesus Christ refers to, what Jesus Christ said when he came back again. Let's see. The third paragraph is also about the Holy Spirit. John 16:13-15. But when he, the Spirit of truth, comes, he will guide you into all truth. He will not speak on his own. He will speak only what he hears, and he will tell you what is yet to come. He will bring glory to me by taking from what is mine and making it known to you. All that belongs to the Father is mine. That is why I said the Spirit will take from what is mine and make it known to you. The Holy Spirit wants us to understand all the truth. That is, we don't understand all the truth yet, and there are some things we don't know, don't get it. He will also say what he has heard. He will bring some content, and tell you what will happen in the future. At that time, Jesus did not fully tell us, so there was a perfect Tao. We must listen carefully, screening carefully, and judge from the Bible. The last judgment is the judgment of the Tao of perfection. Why do we say that? Let's look at a passage from Jesus. John 12:47-48. As for the person who hears my words but does not keep them, I do not judge him. For I did not come to judge the world, but to save it. There is a judge for the one who rejects me and does not accept my words. That very word which I spoke will condemn him at the last day. We first need to prove when Jesus said this. What was Jesus' mission when he first appeared? It is a sacrifice to the body to get rid of sin. Hebrews 28:9. He will appear a second time, not to bear sin, but to bring salvation to those who are waiting for him. So Jesus told us that I will come to save the world, not to judge the world. So who will judge? The Tao come to judge. What I preach will judge him on the last day. So, when Jesus appeared the second time, he will come to save the world. In saving the world, he speak that out to judge our world. Therefore, the last judgment is the judgment of the perfect Tao. Jesus said again, if anyone is ashamed of me and my words, the Son of Man will be ashamed of him when he comes in his glory and in the glory of the Father and of the holy angels. Luke 26:9. So we say that the final judgment is still the judgment of the Tao. Jesus knows, on the last day there will be those who reject me and do not receive my words, those who do not keep the truth and do not tell the truth. The third, what we should pay attention to is that we should learn to shut up, especially Christians. We said that the second coming of Jesus will let us understand everything he said before. guide us to understand all the truth, and tell us what will happen in the future. Therefore, these Tao must be different from what we have seen and heard before, and from what we have heard from priests. Therefore, we must be vigilant, learn to shut up and don't judge easily. Many people, especially pastors, like to commit heresy, but if we read the Bible carefully, we will find that the Bible does not tell us what is heresy. With regard to heresy, the word is only used in 4 places in the Bible, and it is only mentioned in 3 places, without mentioning the meaning of heresy. Another is a passage from Peter, which may help understand heresy, but as ordinary Christians, we don't have to judge. We should learn to help others. We should pull him from heresy. If you think he is wrong and violates the Bible, you can help him instead of talking nonsense and convicting him. 2 Peter 2:1-3 But there were also false prophets among the people, just as there will be false teachers among you. They will secretly introduce destructive heresies, even denying the sovereign Lord who bought them, bringing swift destruction on themselves. Many will follow their shameful ways and will bring the way of truth into disrepute. In their greed these teachers will exploit you with stories they have made up. Their condemnation has long been hanging over them, and their destruction has not been sleeping. Here, Peter tells us 3 main points of heresy. 1. It is not to recognize the Lord. 2. The way of truth will be blasphemed. 3. In their greed they will exploit you. 4. Since we have no ability to identify which is the perfect Tao and which is not the perfect Tao, then we'd better listen carefully, concentrate on identification and learn to shut up, which is very important. Otherwise we will inevitably fall on our own mouth.